by esteemed panel experts, of course, doing the best Wookiee impersonation ever, than one and the only South Boston Jeff. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, what's going on, TC? Great to be here today.
Colonel, put down the burgers, the sausages, and everything else for a second.
Munchkins.
And Munchkins, of all things. And introduce yourself.
Hey, folks, I'm the Colonel. Colonel Bull Montana here. We're live here on iPod at the barbecue.
Salute!
Yeah.
Look at all the junk that's on his shirt, by the way.
Well, it looks like he hasn't changed the shirt in about 3 weeks.
3 weeks, about 3 years since the third barbecue we had back in 2014, right?
It's a
Colonel?
Pollock. Yeah. It's Jackson
Let's
Pollock.
not bring that up. All right. And, of course, the former barbecue eat-off champion himself, Mr. Personality, Vinny Capelli's here.
Wow, here we go. You had to say the words former, considering, I was drugged and cheated. But anyways, yeah, I'm here, gracing your presences with my presence.
And, of course, Hollywood Joel is here.
Oh, man, thanks. Great to be here.
Talking to the microphone.
All of y'all. What's up?
There we go. And, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, signature boy, Donnie is in the house.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Thanks for having me again, man. It's always a good time to be around you guys.
And we have an open microphone here because we have hundreds of people down here for our big-time barbecue. And the first cretin to have shown up at the microphone is none other than the one and the only man unknown from Parts Unknown.
He is a cretin.
Why was I not introduced first, you cretins?
Because we saved the best for last, man unknown.
I'll accept that.
Now, what are you doing over there with that psychedelic thing? You look like something from Batman.
It's his disguise, TC. Even I know that.
I wasn't dressed for the occasion, and I can't be seen without my cowl and mask.
Where's your Beanle and Cecil disguise kit?
It's at home in my attic.
It's at home in your attic. All right, we got a lot of topics we want to talk about here today at the Big Barbecue. Of course, most of the topics are on the Colonel's shirt. But let's talk about, first and foremost, we lost one of the biggest icons ever in the sport of professional wrestling just a week ago. Everybody here has had stories with him. They've all met him. The one and the only, the living legend himself, Rowdy Roddy Piper. Now, the last people here to see Roddy Piper live on this panel were myself, South Boston Jeff, and signature boy Donnie back in April of this year at one of the autograph signings.
Was Jeff wearing his hat when he met him?
I certainly was. Yep. I did not take it off at any time. You can't pin this one on me.
All right, just making sure, Jeff. Making sure. Man.
He did. Now, Roddy Piper, I know everybody here was a huge fan of Roddy Piper in the 1980s. There was no bigger bad guy in the world of pro wrestling than Rowdy Roddy Piper, the man who started WrestleMania himself. Now, I'm going to go around the horn and everybody have any stories about this. I'm going to start with you, Hollywood Joel, because you actually were on a movie set with Rowdy Roddy Piper a couple years back.
I was in a movie with Rowdy Roddy Piper. It was called The Portal. Michael Madsen was
porno?
in it. The Portal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, come on now. But, yeah, growing up, he was like, one of my he was a hero of mine. So, but, yeah, when I got to meet him and work with him, he was one of the nicest guys in the world. And
he was indeed.
I know all you guys know him probably better than I do, but it was a big deal for me, man. I loved him. He was really cool to me, and I loved him a lot. And I'm friends with his daughter and his son, Colt, Ariel. Yeah, he was a great guy, so that was good.
Jeff, since you were the last person to have a picture taken with him on this panel. What was your sense of that meeting with Rowdy Roddy Piper?
Well, a lot of times before, but this time, hardly anybody was there, so it's like we had them all to ourselves, and I was like, hey man, your friend the Sheik misses you and everything. He's like, you know the Sheik? I was like, come on, little Piper, let's do another line, my friend. Come on, little Piper. And he said, oh my God, I did a lot of blow with that guy. But we had a good couple of laughs. He's an absolutely great guy and a nice smiling pic, as you can see. Yeah. He looks great.
And he will be missed. Colonel, you carried his bags in at the Boston Garden, I don't know how many times back in the 80s and the early 90s. What's your take on the Hot Rod?
Well, Hot Rod, we miss your brother. Rest in peace.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, was the bag with the
kilts?
kilts?
You know him? He
was
was
the bag
a good
with
guy.
the kilts heavy?
Rodney was a great gentleman.
Unbelievable. Vinny Capelli, I know your paths crossed with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Roddy, you actually got me out of a paid vacation one time.
There we go.
You seem to have a lot of paid vacations
again.
Well, no, listen. Long story short, we were in New York, and I happened to be somewhere that some people showed up that I wasn't supposed to be there, and it just so happens that they didn't like my presence there, so they were offering me a paid vacation. Well, it happened so be that Roddy was there. Roddy knew those people, and he said, I know the kid. He's all right. He's good. He got me out of it. Roddy also told me to leave, and if he saw me there again, he'd break my face. But, it was all right. He got me out of trouble. So, yeah, Roddy was all right, I guess.
Man unknown from parts unknown. You and I were at a party about 18 years ago in Boston at the Rock Bottom. And it was after a Monday Nitro, and Rowdy Roddy Piper was there. And what was your little conversation? He was commenting on your outfit.
Sadly, we did not have a conversation because he was unknown.
That's it. That's all you have to say about that.
That's all. He was a great wrestler, a great entertainer, and a great spokesman for the WWF at the
Was
time.
he good to you guys?
We have never interviewed Mr. Piper, and neither has Kaplan and Whittier. Sadly.
I got to say, for like a show like this, and you would have to admit, TC, if it wasn't for someone like Roddy Piper with Piper's Pit, none of this stuff would ever happen.
No, forget that. Do we do Jerry Springer without the Piper's Pit?
No. Jerry, he definitely was the originator of that. You know what I mean? And you think about some of the interviews he did back then. Remember he smashed Snooker with the coconut, the pineapple, whatever it was. Oh, amazing. And the things he said.
And he beat up Frankie Williams, the job guy.
And the Mr. T gimmick he had. Oh.
And they shaved
one
little.
of his best lines of all time was, just when
you think you have the answers, I change the question.
And Andre the Giant.
A man unknown over here.
And Andre challenged Hogan to the WrestleMania right there on the show.
Piper's Pit.
And then
ripped
shirt off.
The crucifix. Hey, speaking of another death in the same genre, a couple weeks ago, we lost Dusty.
The American Dream, Death of Rhodes, baby, and Puddock, if you will.
Hey.
Funky like a monkey.
And you got to think, it's crazy. You lost two of the biggest key guys in the wrestling business that have taken knowledge with them that can never be ever learned again. Question is, who's number 3?
Well, you can say Hulk Hogan's career has died.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah.
But,
Piper defended him in the end.
he did defend him in the end.
Yes.
They were best friends.
But, we got to talk about that. What do you think about that, Vinny? I know you've used that word quite a few times.
Actually, that's where you're wrong.
Whoa,
That's where you're wrong. I don't use that word.
My boy never uses that
Listen,
word. My
I
boy
may be-
Vinny never uses that word.
Thank you. I may be crass, rude, crude, and socially unacceptable, but that is one word I totally disagree
Well,
with.
Bull told me you did.
But
Nah.
What?
Bull also stole hot dogs and likes to drug people.
Coney Island
but
like
anyways,
a mo. Yeah.
But listen, I gotta say, the man did make a mistake. He made a mistake, and it's on something that should have never been released.
Right.
You know what? Hey, crap happens. You say something. You say you're sorry. It was a mistake. Move on. Trump has it right. This world is too goddamn politically correct.
Yep, I agree, man.
Too politically correct.
All right.
A hypothetical question. If your family member or best friend said the things that Hogan was alleged to have said on this tape, would you disown them if they were your grandmother?
No.
If they were your cousin?
No,
then why
absolutely.
do we do it to celebrities?
Because it sells magazines.
Because social media is ridiculous. That's why. Because everything in this world now has to be social media correct. And if it's not, well, forget it. They'd rather give people like Caitlyn friggin' Jenner a goddamn hero award when the friggin' moron is he's out there making a goddamn show, okay, exposing all this stuff. I don't care. You want to lop it off and be a woman? Be my
He
guest.
didn't lop it off.
No,
All right,
sounds the same,
well, whatever.
too.
You want to dress up and be a woman? That's fine. I have all the power to you. But you ain't a goddamn hero, number one. And number two, now you're out making goddamn money for it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Uh-oh, Vinny's on a rampage now.
Tell us how you really feel.
All right, I'm going to bring up this, what about that Cecil the Lion gimmick that's going around, all right? That guy paid $50,000 to whack a lion.
I'm circumcised.
Rest in peace,
I'm
Cecil.
circumcised. I don't have a Cecil.
All right, whatever.
Rest in peace, Cecil.
All right, here's a big thing. All right, the media's making a big joke about a big deal about Cecil. All right, I'm all for animal rights and whatnot, and except the animals that committed suicide today for our barbecue. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah, they were real good, man.
Thank you for
By
your
the way,
service.
the cows that committed themselves to us,
No.
tasted excellent.
They did.
No, I will not do that.
Why not?
Hollywood Joel says no. It's the little animals.
I saw-
I had
you-
a piece of steak. Whatever. All right.
Okay, all right, unbelievable.
go on,
but
move
what
on.
I'm moving on here is they're making a big deal of this. All right, they hunted this poor lion. I'm not for that, shooting these lions and elephants and all that other stuff. But what about this Planned Parenthood thing they keep covering up? Vinny, you have kids. I have nephews and nieces. Everybody here has nieces and
Yeah, you
nephews
all
and
have
kids and
kids.
whatnot. What about this? They're taking infant pots and selling them on eBay, and no one's talking about that. They care more about a lion
crazy, man.
than this Planned Parenthood thing,
Well,
man.
again, we go back to what social media deems to be acceptable or what social media says should be, top story. Let me tell you something. It is the sickest friggin' thing I ever heard of. Number one, selling baby pots or selling baby. I mean,
that is crazy, man.
How much more? And I wish I could say the word, but I can't say it because even though I'm trying to be, nice here.
We're at the barbecue.
We're at the barbecue. There are kids here listening. But
Barbecue.
how much more effed up can it be? Really? If you think about it, how much more effed up? Number one, you got to be sick. Sick, demented, twisted individuals. You know something? I am not by any means a nice guy.
That's
But
for
let me
sure.
tell you something.
Yeah, we can-
Something like that makes me look like a goddamn saint.
Bull, what's your take on this? They're cutting up little infant pots and selling them on eBay. What's your take on this?
I don't think that they should sell David pots.
Exactly, Bull.
They should not.
That's all you have to say about that.
That's right, sir.
You care more about the hamburger that's in front of you right now
No, I
than you
don't.
care about little Junior getting his heart harvested for $49.95.
Hey, I'll say this much about Bull. Kids love Bull, and Bull loves kids.
He's been harvested before. They just keep growing back.
Listen, he loves kids, and kids love him. I'll give him that much.
He's like Willy Wonka, but with cheeseburgers.
TC, and I also
And hot dogs.
feel bad that the lion that they said it wasn't. It was one of the lion's youngest sons that they. That,
Oh, so it wasn't Cecil, it was his youngest son.
right.
No. It
Inquire-
was It was Cecil.
Cecil.
The problem is now
They were
is
thinking
that
it was his brother.
Is his sons. They're gonna have to put them into a completely different herd
Yeah,
because the next lion that's technically gonna take over the herd is going to kill off those cubs.
So,
Marlon
Bull, it was
Perkins
like
down
if
here.
you were Bull, and then we were like your little lion cubs, and then another show came over and took us. That's not happening, bro.
No, they're gonna
It
kill
ain't
us
gonna
off.
happen.
How much money?
Because you know what? Because I love Bull. That's why.
How much money do you think we get to have people want to hunt bull?
Oh God, help me.
What do you think about that?
He'd
Kurt?
never be able to hide. He'll walk into Tennessee and they know him in
He
Tennessee.
goes to Revere Beach, bro, at the pizza place. I love you, Bull. No one's ever gonna take you down. I love you forever, and that's that.
Yep. Amen.
All right,
Amen.
enough with your
Amen.
bromance
That's right,
over
brother.
here, Joel.
Amen.
Here, brother.
Yeah.
Are you done with your
sorry.
bromancing over here?
I'm romance with my boy Bull. That's all I gotta have.
All
man.
right, let's
I'm
talk
cool.
about this now. They found that plane pot washed up on some shore somewhere, and they're claiming it's from that Malaysian Airlines flight. Now, I have a suspicion that never really is part of that plane. You know me, I'm a big conspiracy theorist.
Bilderberg.
Alex Jones, Bilderberg. I follow all that stuff. I think that was a decoy because I think what they're going to do is they have the plane in a hangar, and somewhere down the line they're going to use it as a weapon, and no one's going to put two and two together. So that's what I think. I think that whole wing scenario is a decoy.
I agree with the decoy part, but I personally think that the plane was struck by lightning and warped into 100 years into the future. And what's going to happen?
I saw that movie.
it's
It was called Millennium.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to the plane.
Really?
I'm telling you, these people are going to show up 100
So
years
Chris
from now.
Christopherson's going to show up 100 years from now in a Malaysian airline, is what you're saying.
Possibly. It's quite possible. I mean, I don't know if it'll be Chris Christopherson, but what, was he on the plane? 'Cause
He
if
was. He was on a plane in the movie Millennium.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the people on the plane now.
I have no idea who's on the plane in the Malaysian plane. Man unknown.
Yes.
You're always from Parts Unknown. That's probably where they are. What is Parts Unknown like?
It's a murky dimension. As Rod Serling would say, there's another dimension.
Is it anywhere near the Bermuda
A
Triangle?
dim-
Yeah, the black hole.
The Bermuda
dimension of-
Triangle. Is it anywhere near there or like
A dimension of
affiliated?
sight. A dimension of sound.
Are new kids on the block there?
No 80s people.
Now, can we get there with a
Anyone
couple
from
of
the
hits of
70s?
Shiki medicine?
Possibly.
Unbelievable. That's fantastic. Now,
I
Don,
have to leave, and I want someone else to take my place.
you have to go.
Mr. Kaplan will take my place.
Who?
Malaysian Airlines.
Yeah, Malaysia.
Wrestling Talks host.
Oh boy, what a
And even though we've had our differences, he knows what he's talking about.
that's great.
What? We've won this.
What a fan. Thank you, Man Unknown from Parts Unknown, for your
Yeah, man.
insight and your intellect.
And be unknown.
Okay, unbelievable. On that note, what we're going to do is we're going to take a big-time commercial break. We come back. We got musical guests in the house. Who do we got tonight? We got Stone Foundation.
Is in the house. What?
Get ready to
I
rock
can't
and
wait.
roll, strut and stroll. And we'll be right back right after this big-time commercial break. This is the After Hours Experience Barbecue Edition. Colonel, put down that hot dog.
Barbecue.
Hi, this is Leah Thompson, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
All right, welcome back from that big-time commercial break. Colonel, put down the hot dog, I told you. We're back on the air. And we're joined here before our musical guest, Stone Foundation, Len Kaplan, host of the award-winning and longest-running talk show about professional wrestling. Wrestling Talk is here. What do you have to say, Len?
Well, I was listening to you guys with Man Unknown in here, and you brushed by that Cecil thing without, giving the poor lion his due.
Okay, you want? What do you
I
want
just
to
want to
eulogize
express the
Cecil?
opinion. What's that?
You want to eulogize Cecil?
Well, that'll be it for another program. But I just wanted to say there's room. You don't have to pick one or the other. You can care about Cecil, and you can care about other things too. It doesn't have to be to the exclusion of other issues, such as the Planned Parenthood thing. You know what I mean? You can care about both.
Did they sell your organs growing up, Len?
No, they sold my pianos.
Really?
They sold you what?
My pianos.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
And my guitars.
And speaking of guitars, what a segue that is. We have musical guests in here tonight. We have Stone Foundation, longtime close personal friends of mine, Marcello and Don. Let's give them a round of applause. Yeah. And they're going to sing us a song. Take it away, Stone Foundation.
Rising up, back on the street. Took my time, took my chances. Went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Face to face, out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds till we take to the street, for we kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all in the eye of the tiger. Rising up straight to the top. Have the guts, got the glory. Went the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all in the eye of the tiger. 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 The eye of the tiger.
Unbelievable! Stone Foundation.
Ronzoni on.
That was for Cecil.
Hey, Ronzoni.
Cecil, R.I.P.,
Listen,
man.
I got this group. You got to get him signed right now. I mean, the best Rocky 3 song I ever heard. Really, honestly. You had to listen to it. I'll bring him down. Yeah, I'll bring him down. If they don't come, we'll break their legs. It's fine. We'll bring him down. All right,
Who you
I'll talk
talking to over there?
Talking to my buddy, Mr. Ronzoni. Hey, by the way, yeah, I'll call you back.
Ronzoni.
By the way,
Same
you know,
Ronzoni.
we had a little conversation way back. What's going on with the set?
Yeah, what's going on with this?
I don't.
set?
You tell me.
Ronzoni put an ordinance with all the supplies and whatnot.
No,
We've been waiting
that's
for
all
months.
set. That's all
Oh,
set.
really?
That's been all set. Yeah.
I don't see it sitting over there
I
yet.
don't see a title at my house. Anyways.
Unbelievable. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a big-time commercial break. Stone Foundation, play us out to the commercial break. When we come back, we're going to sit down and talk to these wonderful musicians. Stone Foundation!
Hey guys, I'm Allison Wade, Playboy's Miss May 2006, and you're watching After Hours with TC Restani.
Alrighty, welcome back to the After Hours Experience Barbecue Edition. TC Restani here. We are joined in studio by none other than the greatest rock and roll band of all time, Stone Foundation.
Yeah. All right, man.
What's
Thanks for having us, TC.
All right, man.
We got Marcello and
Yeah.
Don. Let's
Now,
go back to the Wayback Machine, back to 1988-89, for a little band called Furor out of West Medford, Medford, Massachusetts. Marcello, you were the lead singer of that thing. Where'd you come up with the name Furor, by the way?
It's not the fury you think. It's spelled F-U-R-O-R, and that's like excitement and chaos and
Like every episode of this program. We are Furor.
like the way you look. Yeah,
Thank you very much. I take that as a compliment.
I meant it as a compliment.
We go way back. You still owe me my bootleg copy of WrestleMania 3, by the way. I haven't
That's quite
forgotten.
that's
I haven't
quite the
forgotten
memory.
about that.
Bull Montana was in attendance, you know.
Was he?
He was eating hot dogs.
Of course, well, nothing's changed. Now, we had you on the program, Don, on the TV version a couple times. You were down here playing your ukulele at this. What's going on? You guys, Stone Foundation, what's the future of this? You just doing this as for a gag, or you want to get this off the ground?
Oh, it's no gag, man. We've been playing all over the place. We love it. We're pretty much just playing the music that was awesome back when Furor was around. All the 70s, 80s, all that good music that just kind of gone away. We're playing it. We're bringing it back, playing as two-man style.
And that Eye of the
Having fun.
Tiger, was that dedicated to Hulk Hogan because he was in Rocky 3?
Sure.
And that was his entrance song at one time.
Yeah.
I the Tiger was?
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Before Real American.
Yep.
Now, you guys, let's blow some smoke up there. You guys actually, Furor actually made some noise back in the day. You guys, like I said, opened up for
That's
Weird.
what his dad said.
Well, he opened up for Weird Al Yankovic back in 1992 up in Salisbury Beach. What was that like playing with Weird Al?
Well, that was an experience, of course, as you can imagine. We opened for quite a few national acts.
Give us some names. Give us some. Come on,
man.
impress us.
Tough, Trickster. There was Tough Enough or something like that.
No, that's a reality show.
Enough's enough.
Enough's
Enough's
Oh, yeah,
enough.
enough.
Those clowns.
Fly high, Michelle.
Was enough
Fly
enough?
high.
Or-
No,
great.
that was,
More than enough.
it's not like
That's
I-
like one of my
like-
favorite songs of all time.
I remember
Hi,
Ada.
Michelle.
yeah, I
right?
love it.
Yeah,
Donnie,
man, what a song.
Donnie's the one to talk.
Where
man.
up
Go.
in Salisbury
Tell
did
'em.
you guys used to play?
You ever
What
seen
was it
these
called?
guys?
The
Oh, yeah.
club
It
or
was the
skate?
Escape
really good.
Club.
Escape
I think it was
Club.
also called
Sneakers
Sneakers
before
at one
that.
time.
Yeah. You seen it? Have you seen it recently?
Nah.
It's owned by boys who love the colors red and white and ride motorcycles. They completely changed it. It's
Is it still a rock club? Like
no
live bands?
No.
It's a motorcycle club.
It's called the Upper Deck or something like that now. Yeah, there's a motorcycle club that
Upper Decker.
their favorite colors are red and white. So
Yours
Music
is
from local area.
Yours is a Confederate flag, right?
what's wrong with the Confederate flag?
That's right, Vinny.
No,
What's
that's
wrong
another.
with
That's
red and
another.
white?
That's
Nothing
another
wrong
thing
with
I'm
red and
pissed
white,
Nothing
I'll
off.
tell you
right.
that,
Nothing
bro.
wrong with
It's
red and
another
white.
thing I'm
Lot of
pissed
red and
off
whites
about.
out
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with any colors.
I know what you're saying.
No, Donnie, you down there, you were a huge Dukes of Hazzard fan growing up.
Who
Well,
wasn't?
huge is
wasn't.
maybe overstating it, but I definitely watched it like
Every
we all
Friday
did.
night,
Of course,
every Friday night.
It was
my
preceded
God,
by the
what they
Hulk,
do?
right?
That's right.
Incredible
Hulk and then
Hulk.
Dallas.
The brothers?
And then Dallas was on after it. All right, that show came out in 1978. It took people 40 years to be offended by the rebel flag on the top of the General Lee, and TV Land has yanked the Dukes of Hazzard because some ham and egger down south thinks it has something to do with racism. But no one said a word when the Dukes of Hazzard was on for 8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
It wasn't a great
8
show.
years.
Let's be honest. I love it.
It was
wasn't
great when
it
you were
wasn't
10
a
years
great
old.
show,
Excuse
bro.
me. Hold on.
Walker, Texas Ranger. 2 words for
Excuse
you.
me.
Walker,
I have to make a phone
Texas
call to have
Ranger.
you removed. I'm going to have you removed from the show, okay?
There's 3 words.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Get out of here.
Dukes of Hazzard wasn't a
The
great
General
show.
Lee.
What's wrong with the General Lee?
General Lee is
What's
great.
wrong
All
with
right,
the
it's cool,
And
man.
then, wait.
But every episode, you drove up like,
Joe,
you know, they had
for somebody I
something
like-
was set up. They drove up and ran up a ramp. Get out.
For somebody
here.
I like, he's starting to piss me off.
I
Now
love
listen,
ya.
how
I love
the
ya.
hell does some idiot who owns the General Lee, he's going to go and take the friggin' goddamn rebel
saw
flag
that.
off of it?
Yep.
Yeah.
the
I
race car
saw
driver
that.
there.
Vinny.
The
Put
race
the
car.
American flag
Considering
over it.
little history buff, that flag is not the Confederate flag.
Understood.
That was the rebel battle flag
That's
in the
right.
Civil War.
I saw
And it was
that, bro.
only
I
made like
understand.
that to inspire the troops.
I understand. I saw it.
Or make cars fly in the 80s.
Exactly. Next thing you're going to tell me the A-team's prejudice because it's a black van with a red stripe.
Yeah,
it's,
well,
it's
Mr.
offending
T's-
black people and Native Americans, I bet, somehow.
I know.
Yeah, Mr. T's.
And then you have the Redskins. They have to lose it. What's going on with those?
ridiculous.
I'll tell you right now. I'm voting for Donald Trump. If not, I'm going to be his
No,
running
you're
mate.
not.
I'm going to be his
No,
running
you're
mate.
not. No, you're not. We got a lot going on in this world. This is team.
Colonel, what's your take on the rebel flag and all this controversy?
I think they should keep the rebel flag
And why is that?
because back in the Civil War, didn't they have the rebel flag with them?
Yeah, everyone.
It's a piece of history.
That answers it right there. History solved right there. You're a
The final piece
thank you,
of
Professor.
the history puzzle.
It's a part of history. It's a piece of our culture.
Talking to a
people
band
are
who's
just getting
called
carried
Fuhrer
away
for
with the
crying out loud.
Yeah, for real.
His name's
I know.
Fuhrer.
Sieg Heil.
Unbelievable.
No.
Yeah, speaking of that,
No,
now
we
I'm
can't
surprised
do
no
that.
one's
We
gone
don't
crazy
do
about that,
that
and
on the
they
show.
try to erase Raiders of the
No.
Lost Ark.
It's not over yet.
Oh, I
Jesse.
know, right? You know, they had to put the Nazi flag in
that.
that. But you don't see the Jewish people going crazy because a movie was made with a friggin' Nazi flag.
No, we don't.
It was probably Jewish people that made it. Steven Spielberg. I mean, close enough.
No.
Spielberg.
Yeah, he
Hello?
made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Well, to defend them, the Nazis actually were the bad guys.
Yes.
So it wasn't necessarily putting the Nazi flag in a good light.
No, of course not.
No. But another thing, the swastika, its actual meaning is Buddhism and it's something.
right. Yeah,
It
it's an
actually
ancient
means
symbol
It means something totally different, but they just ruined the symbol.
And here's a big thing. You know the Olympics?
Yep.
You know the 5 rings?
No.
Yep.
Do you know who designed the 5 rings?
Hitler.
Would that be
J.R.R. Tolkien.
Saruman?
No, Adolf Hitler did.
Oh, he did?
But you don't see them boycotting the Olympic symbol.
Nope.
Not yet. Get that
I just
word
thought
out
maybe
there.
Now that you mentioned it,
Which one?
now that you mentioned it,
Yeah, now you
right,
blew
now
it.
that you mentioned
Now
it,
they're
yeah.
coming for the Olympics.
Now they're gonna. Well,
Well
they,
done, TC.
they kicked it out of Boston, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
Yeah,
So maybe that's why. Unbelievable.
Could
Now,
be
you
a
guys
heavy
have been
Jewish
musicians-
population.
You guys have been musicians your entire life, right? Who are your big time inspirations growing up?
Van Halen, Ozzy, the Beatles. For me,
Zeppelin?
Sure. Zeppelin.
Metallica, Motley Crue.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
crew.
man.
The Motley.
Alice Cooper.
Hey there.
We'll be there, Jeff.
Ozzy,
You
obviously.
guys like
Yeah.
Faith
Journey.
No More? You guys like Faith No
Aerosmith.
More? Faith No More's fresh, man.
What about now? I know one of your first albums, Donnie, was the Pac-Man Fever album.
Oh, what?
That's one of my faves.
Pac-Man Fever?
Now,
Sure,
what was
bro.
your favorite song off the Pac-Man
I think it
Fever
was
album?
Froggy's Lament was good.
Froggy takes one step at a time. The way that he moves has no reason to
Pure
rhyme.
City?
Okay, boys, I have a question for you. Rock and roll question. Okay, I want your opinions.
Sure.
the song You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Who did she sing it to? I want to hear it.
I believe Vinnie Capelli?
No.
Your brother's here, right? Your brother's here, right?
Yes, Tooth is in the house.
Where is Dr. Tooth? Because he's going to have to remove you from here soon.
Dr. Tooth.
Bring him up.
Dr. Tooth.
Dr. Tooth, get over on that microphone.
Dr. Tooth of the Electric Mayhem, please weigh in.
Yes.
Exactly.
Now, Tooth, how have you been? We haven't seen or heard from you in like 20 years.
I've been okay.
Now, what happened to you? You were rooming with that guy Skull and Mrs. Hollywood there, and Mrs. Von Erich. What happened to that Shangri-La that you were hanging around with?
I started hanging out with Lonnie and Mutt.
Oh, really? Lonnie and Muttrut. Now they're two brainiac surgeons down there that are down at MIT. You know, they got a grade point average beyond the scales. Not even a calculator can calculate how smart they are. What's going on with Lonnie and Muttrut since you know the experts about them?
I don't know.
Unbelievable. Tooth, no
I think
we'll see it in another 20 years, too.
I think they know how. I now know how they got the name Stone Foundation.
He's the cousin of man
Dr.
unknown from
Tooth.
parts unknown.
How much chic medicine do you think he's on, Jeff?
Well, I would have known about it. He's probably got something good growing.
What are you talking about? I saw him and Jeff coming out of the bathroom together, and all I found was a cloud of smoke.
And it looked like they'd seen it in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when they come out of the van.
Like Spicoli.
My boy Spicoli.
Unbeatable. Now, you guys going on tour or anything? Or are you just playing down here on the show every once in a while? Well, you guys must play at regular clubs and whatnot, right?
We're actually playing at Hummerock Beach in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah?
What am I getting? I'm on a rock.
I mean,
at the beach.
Just played
I'm
Thursday
sorry.
night.
Yeah, we just played last Thursday at Hugh O'Neill's.
Oh, yeah?
Played
Big
there a
time
bunch.
Hugh O'Neill's.
Yeah, we love that place. Man.
Any Fuhrer requests?
Every once in a while, anytime Tooth comes out, we get
Well,
step
he's
in
still,
front of the van.
he still thinks it's 1988.
He may. Don't tell him.
No, never. Of course, never.
You know, last time I saw him, he still thought Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure was like the top movie of the year.
Thought it was The Godfather.
Yeah.
The revelation.
He thought it was like the newest movie out. He didn't realize that it was,
Station.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, speaking of movies, Vinnie Capelli, who knows what we're going to do on our next podcast, but coming up in just under 4 months is the 7th installment of the greatest motion picture series of all time, Star Wars. And I did big applause from Dawn down there.
The Force. Oh, wait. Now, listen, I will be definitely here. Are we going to go or what? I'll make the phone call. I'll get the limo. You want to go?
We'll definitely get the limousine.
We gotta roll, man.
All right. I just want to make sure we're rolling. Look, if Montana's got to be there, he's got to be there. But then again, he may be doing, autograph sessions because, this guy's in another movie too. He's in his own friggin' movie.
He is in his own. That's right. That's right. Black Mass.
Speaking about coming out next month on September 18th.
Black Mass, the Johnny Depp movie about Whitey Bulger.
I also heard he's starring in Red Velvet Part 2.
Is that true there, Colonel? You and Red Velvet?
People are talking, boy.
What happened to that scenario there with
You see, the only thing I hang out with, I also sing in a band called Red Ball Jet.
Red Ball Jet? Give us a few. Sing us a few
Red
bars.
Gag Ball?
No, I said Red Ball Jet.
Oh, he said Red Gag
Sing
Ball.
us a few.
Break it up.
Come on, Colonel.
Come on now.
Break it up.
17.
Break it up.
You know what I mean? With the way she looked, the way we running there. I wasn't there with another. Oh, and I saw her standing there.
Now, how did you see?
Wait a second.
I got a question. How did you see?
It's not a Grammy here. What?
How did you see Velvet, a 500-pound cab driver, standing there?
TC, I'm not with her no more.
No longer with Velvet,
I'm
huh?
a single bachelor gentleman.
2 words for you, TC. Shirley Ave.
Shirley Ave. Oh my
Shirley
God.
Ave.
Is that what she's hanging around at Shirley Ave? The entire
Is that where the
Shirley
gentlemen
Ave?
go?
In the days.
That's Union Street in
She
Glen. That's where they
lives
go.
down the South Shore somewhere.
Oh, really? Yeah. Great. We're going to go down there and do the next year's barbecue down at Velvet's house.
Is it a dress-up event? Do you have to put on a shirt and tie?
Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner's there.
Was speaking about a gentleman. He played from, I believe he's from Malden. He played down Bill Asher's Lounge a couple of weeks ago. Nuno Betancourt.
Nuno, my boy.
That tells you how far he fell. He's
yeah.
not playing Bill Asher.
No. He definitely
Was
wasn't
that
playing
done?
at Revere Beach. Let's stop
He
boss here. What are we doing?
Nuno was playing down there a couple of weeks ago with with a brand new
At
band.
the Pizza Kitchen?
Really?
Hey,
No,
Jeff, do me a favor.
No, at Bill Ashes.
Jeff, do an autograph signing with Bull. Just take your hat off next time, okay?
That's not
Don't
very
you
nice.
do that to him, Vin.
All right, but Don,
Everyone knows that anytime Bull does an autograph session, doesn't have his hat off, everyone dies. It's true.
just ask Robin Williams.
Yeah. And who else? Too soon. Who else?
Who else, Jeff? Who else did you have a hat
Who
on?
else has died?
Ernest Borgnine?
Yes, Ernest Borgnine. Like I didn't know you were running the question by
Yeah,
me.
who
but
else?
I know you wanted a couple of hours behind us, but go ahead.
James Gandolfini.
James-
And,
Yeah.
I killed off Tony Soprano. Fucking screw anybody who was trying. I'm the one.
Killed a
That,
bunch of people.
Because he didn't wear his scally cap when he
No,
got
the
his
best
autograph.
thing he ever said. Tony Soprano. Everybody wants to be a gangster until it's time to do gangster shit.
Sounds like a rap song.
Autograph for
But
Jeff.
getting back to Star Wars, we're a little off track here.
Yes.
That's how Don and I became friends back in 1978. My grandparents lived down the street from him.
You're showing your age, by the way.
It doesn't matter. I was only
And his.
It doesn't matter. We aged gracefully, and we had an ongoing war on who had the most Star Wars action figures. And you actually accused me, or I actually accused you of stealing one of the figures. I think it was a Stormtrooper or R5D4.
Well, which was it? Who stole it?
It's still a mystery.
Red one. Well, it was more. I think it was more our friends is trying to pit us against each other.
Right.
Clearly, first of all, you had way more Star Wars figures than anybody I've ever met.
Me and
quite
George
frankly.
Okay, so you're admitting defeat now.
I've never defeated, man.
saying.
We're all in this together, brother, man. We all love Star Wars.
I have a funny feeling that it was your brother Tooth that actually caused this and probably brought it down to the cellar and had cellar time with
Now,
his
by
own
himself.
1978. I don't know if Tooth was even around.
Oh, Tooth was around in 78.
He was,
What was he, 2?
Who knows? Tooth, come back to the microphone. Do you have any idea what happened to the missing R2D2, R5D4, the Stormtrooper?
I don't know anything about those, but I do remember what happened to the whip for your Indiana Jones.
What happened to the whip with the Indiana Jones?
That went right down the heating vent in the kitchen.
It did?
It's probably still there.
So we're going to have to go down to, what was that, 12 Circuit Street? And we're going to have to dig up the foundation to find out my Indiana Jones whip that went down there
that sounds like an excellent show within itself.
40 years ago.
Tune
Like
in.
Al Capone's vault. We'll have to
Remember
film
that
the whole
one?
thing.
Get Geraldo.
Geraldo Rivera, if you're out there, I know you're listening. You're not doing
all right,
anything.
so-
We need to find my Indiana Jones whip.
Going on to the movie,
Yeah.
what is the biggest thing you're looking forward to seeing?
Actually, opening credits. When they play the music.
What, the new one?
When the new, no, the old one. Of course, the new one.
I mean, I'm saying, but like, what do you think's going to happen?
well, there's going to be, the screen's going to go black, right? And all of a sudden, it's going to say a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yep.
It's going to pause for 1.2 milliseconds.
Yep.
Then John Williams' music is going to kick on, and the big word Star Wars is going to go by.
What's going to happen next?
What's going to
It's
happen?
going to say there's no midichlorians in this movie.
They're going to say, this is a great movie. You've been waiting for this movie for 33 years, and enjoy it. That's what's going to say.
All right.
What do you think? What do you think it's going to say?
I don't know. I think that kid, the new one that they keep showing in the Stormtrooper outfit,
Yeah.
without his, without the helmet.
Yeah.
Black kid.
I don't know. Yeah, I understand black kid, but yeah, I don't know. I think maybe something with him. It's hard to say. It's it's gonna be cool, man.
We're all going to be there. Everybody at this
did
table.
hear. I
Nothing
did
else
hear.
is
Is this true?
going on in this world.
I tried
so,
contact J.J. Abrams. He wouldn't take my phone call. But supposedly, they're going to murder Jar Jar Binks.
Well, that's what the JJ stands for. If the movie sucks, he has to lose the last name Abrams, and he becomes Binks officially. He's Jar Jar Binks, the director.
So they're going to murder Jar Jar.
If he screws this movie up, then about 8 trillion nuts are going to go find out where he is and pummel him to death. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Sounds good.
And it's going to happen on December 19th, the day after, because everybody's still going to be in shell shock from December 18th.
I got to bring up a story real quick. I sat with TC over here for the Revenge of the Sith, episode 3.
10 years ago.
Okay?
You on
Now,
a weekend furlough?
before I went on a little furlough. Anyways, I'll never forget. I've never seen TC so just like the world had just ended, and the depression and the sadness in his face. It was something to behold because he was just like, I can't believe what I just saw. When
We thought it was over.
We thought it was, yeah.
We thought the whole saga was over. Now, Don experienced the same thing in 1983 when Return of the Jedi happened. And I said nothing in the world will ever take its place of Star Wars. And I was on suicide watch for a couple of years.
But then Back to the Future came.
Then Back to the Future came out. And then, the world continued to spin.
The rest, was in the future.
Was in the future. So now I'm excited about December 18th. Now, Vinny, confirm or deny, I heard this that September 4th, Force Friday, coming up in a couple weeks when the new toys go on sale. You are actually going to be the first person in line to go in there and ransack everything?
Jeff, why are you telling him what you heard? You listen to my conversation?
Well, this doesn't sound like I can't let this happen.
So you went and told him. You know, just to think, I was going to make a phone call for you to talk to Mr. Sticky Icky. Now forget about it. So, yes, to answer your question.
So we're going to have to have a camera crew out there on September 4th.
I don't need you to talk to Miss Sticky Icky. I got her on my cell phone right now, man.
So,
see that platinum blonde porn star? Miss
Speaking of Sticky Icky, Marcello, do you still have a big collection? I remember you had the biggest collection of them all back in the 80s. You used to have all those
all those great movies,
all those
like
great
Back to
movies.
the Future. Yeah. Was it Backside to
Backside to the Future. That was a great one, huh? 20 years have come and gone.
Star Wars.
Fantastic. I remember you had a big time collection over there.
Hey, just take it easy, all right?
All right, unbelievable. I know you put them in the vault and whatnot, and you're gonna sell them on eBay.
I gotta tell you, since we're on Star Wars and that conversation, one of the best movies I think the name for a movie I ever heard, The Clitoris Strikes Back. I mean, really, think about that.
Was your mother in that one?
Wow.
Son,
wow. You know,
that wasn't me. That was Toot. He's a ventriloquist.
Wow. You know.
Whoa.
Wow.
TC, man.
Wow.
Unbelievable. What we're gonna have
my
to do?
mother's dead.
Wow, Jesus.
Well, to me right now because she hasn't made me pasta, but you know.
Man.
She's been dead and alive so many times on this program. You know, you seem to resurrect her when you need her for stuff.
So,
whatever happened to your bid to run for president of the United States?
Well, there was this little problem at your studio when I got drugged, and now they did an investigation on me, and there was this other stuff that happened. You know, some of my stuff that was supposed to be sealed in the past kind of came out. So,
so all that's all
no,
done?
I'm still going to try to run, but, you know, I think maybe it'll be like 2020.
2020, isn't that what Hugh Downs?
Yeah, I'm going to try to run in 2020.
Okay, you're going to run in 2020, huh?
Yeah.
Colonel, what do you have to say about this?
Well, TC, if he runs for 2020, I'm going to run for 2020.
I think I'll run too. Why not?
I'm glad I wear glasses so I don't have to see this with my 2020. You're going to run for president of the United States. Well, you don't have enough people out there that would vote for you.
I might have a lot of good friends out there.
What does that mean?
What's with the shit-eating grin on his face, too?
Yeah, what's going on? How many too many burgers?
I want to run against Capelli for president.
Oh, my God. You know, can't you just let me have a little glory for once in my life?
Every time he wants to do something, you have to follow it up. Why don't you do something original?
Don't worry. Folks, I'm going to be the next president.
Of what?
Of the United States.
The hot dog eating contest?
No. Of rock and roll.
Of rock and roll, huh?
President of rock and roll. What do you guys have to say about that?
You guys are rock and rollers. Would you actually follow a leader like Colonel Bull Montana down the line?
Well, I have rocked with Bull in the past, and he is a legitimate rock star. It would depend on who was running against him for president of rock and roll.
Who would you like to see as president of rock and roll?
That's a good question.
Tommy Lee.
Guns N' Roses. Greatest rock and roll album ever.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr.
versus Ringo, I guess.
Ringo versus Ringo. There you go.
Ringo versus our Ringo? Forget about it.
Our Ringo knows more people than their Ringo.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all peace and love.
Unbelievable. So what we're going to do is, Colonel, I know you have to finish off the rest of the barbecue because we don't want any leftovers.
Oh, I'm all set.
Are you all set?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you're
I hope
not.
so.
You only had 7 hamburgers today.
Well, sir, TC,
What about the
I
ribs?
can't eat no more because I got big plans, sir.
It's called Red Velvet.
It's called,
He's going to have some Red Velvet
He's
cake.
going to have some red velvet
It's
cake.
called seconds.
Nope.
Red Velvet.
So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the big program here. I'm TC Restani along with South Boston Jeff, Colonel
Bye-bye.
Bull Montana, Vinny Capelli,
Yeah.
Peace out.
Don,
Rock on, dudes.
Marcello,
Hey.
These guys gonna sign.
Hollywood Joel.
What's the what, kids?
And, of course, Signature Boy Donnie.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's been an unbelievable show, an unbelievable barbecue, and we will see you soon right here on After Hours Experience. And just like the TV show that hopefully will be coming back soon, we what?
We never close.